Hello and welcome to the WCRC Leaders Asia Excellence Summit and Awards, where women who made a difference and achievers in the field of real estate will be honored. A lot of highlights from the event await you, but first let's quickly take you down to the inauguration.
I would now like to invite on stage the Group Chief Executive Officer of WCRC, Mr. Vivek Datta, to kindly elucidate further about the company and its philosophy. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Datta on stage.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of everyone at WCRC, I welcome you again to this evening of celebrating the spirit of leadership and the victory of human spirit. We are a young organization, and as it is with anybody who's young, we are driven by our dreams. So for the last 2 years of this WCRC journey, we've been on a very exciting roller coaster ride. We've been on a quest. We've been on a quest to seek stories of excellence and share the efforts of people who've made a difference to industry, society, and life in general. So join me today to celebrate the fine achievements of the individuals who've walked the talk and come out on tops. Join me to celebrate the mystifying heights scaled by them. Join me to salute the undaunting spirit of leadership. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the evening. Thank you so much.
The event featured 2 power-packed panel discussions, the first of which focused on challenges in women empowerment in India. Women luminaries from the field of judiciary, arts, politics, sports, banking, etc. participated in this and discussed the many problems being faced by women. The session was kick-started with a comment from Gul Panag, who shed a light on the gender bias in our society and the need for a change in people's mindset.
One finds that this gender stereotypification starts in our homes, continues in schools where one is taught that a mother must go to the kitchen while the father must go out and earn a living. It's the fact that it's okay to be sexist, it's okay to be misogynistic, and it's okay to be patriarchal and get away with it. It is still not socially unacceptable. So till such time we don't make it socially unacceptable, either by law, to invoke legislation if required, it's not going to go away.
On the issue of gender bias, Lieutenant General Punita Arora asserted that things are changing now and the society is more sensitive towards women empowerment today.
Now things have changed today. Today now what I see, the people are more acceptable. You see, they accept the lady medical officers. They know that yes, they can work as hard. They are not going to ask for any extra kind of privileges. So things have changed. I think it is not only the society. I think we women also have to work as hard, not carry your family to the office, and don't carry office to your home. So be responsible. I think things have changed in the armed forces. People are much better. My girls are doing wonderfully well, and I'm sure the future is very bright. Similar things will happen provided people know that yes, in this particular role, a woman can also do well.
Whenever an initiative has been taken and supplemented and decorated with a lot of hard work, passion, consistency, perseverance, it has led to a change. It's one thing to talk about empowerment and bringing about change, and it's definitely totally the other flip side is to actually set out into action and make it happen.
Well, I think the Constitution of India provides us, especially women, with a lot of legal rights. The problem comes with the enforcement of these legal rights. One of the main problems is that there is not enough legal awareness. There are a lot of legal aid clinics that the legal services authorities of various states do have in the rural areas. But even in urban areas, you see that women are not really aware of their rights.
See, basically these are women empowerment initiative which has been taken. And it's a great motivation. I'm myself as a woman and risen from a small level reaching to the vice president of an organization. So I personally feel that women, if encouraged, they can do much, much better in all the fields of the market. In all the trades, now the women are coming in politics also. So representing or maybe backing up on this particular event is the majorly motivating and encouraging women to come forward.
The second panel discussion saw the bigwigs of real estate sector come together to deliberate on the topic of luxury living. With the discussion centering around the theme Live Life King Size, the focus was to find different ways and means to tap the aspirations of the new class of consumers.
We need to put the trends out. We need to make people aware of what they deserve in the market, how they can live life luxuriously. We were the first ones to host multinational companies in Gurgaon. And Gurgaon, you know, now has been the trendsetter. Aspiration values, we are the ones who need to set them. We need to bring the world to the country. We need to bring those MNCs to the country. We need to bring those NRIs back to home so that they can invest and they know exactly what quality we are delivering.
I would say that, you know, we all want to live in the form of a king, like a king, you know. But in terms of space, we want to define our own spaces. So people still have that, you know, choices which they want to make, which has some kind of exclusive touch. And this is what we are seeing in most of the builders are understanding all that. So whatever we are creating for the customer is basically a blend of both the things.
Next in the event was the launch of a coffee table book dedicated to the icons and trendsetters in the real estate domain. Well, it's time to slip into a short break, but you come right back for a lot of other highlights from the event. Welcome back. You're watching the WCRC Leaders Asia Excellence Summit and Awards, where we are showcasing the people who have made a difference and set an example for others to follow. We will now look at the WE Awards, where a toast was raised to some of Asia's leading women in their respective fields.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we all have gathered here for and have been anxiously waiting for. To do us the honors by presenting the awards, may I have the privilege of requesting our Honorable Chief Guest, Honorable Justice Gyan Sudha Misra, to kindly come on stage for the award presentation ceremony. And I also request Mr. Abhimanyu Ghosh once again to kindly come on stage for the award presentation ceremony of Excellence in Women's Empowerment Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, we are starting the award presentation ceremony with Padma Shri Shobna Narayan. A disciple of Padma Shri Pandit Birju Maharaj, Srimati Shobna Narayan has dedicated her life in taking Kathak to far-flung lands all over the world. She has been conferred with numerous awards, outstanding among which are the Padma Shri Award for Excellence and Outstanding Contribution to Dance by the President of India in 1992, and yet again the Sangeet Natak Akademi Award by President of India in 1999-2000. Ladies and gentlemen, Padma Shri Shobna Narayan. Moving on, our next recipient of the Excellence in Women's Empowerment Award is Dr. Parajita Gogoi. She is the National Coordinator for White Ribbon Alliance in India and the Executive Director of the Center for Development and Population Activities, CEDPA. May we please have you up on stage, ma'am. Moving on, we have Ms. Chetna Gala Sinha. She's the founder of India's first microfinance bank, which lends funds to women in rural areas, Mandeshi Mahila Sehkari Bank. ensuring financial empowerment to thousands of rural women. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Chetna Gala Sinha. Next, we have Ms. Deepa Malik. She is a paraplegic athlete who has won multiple national and international honors in swimming, shot put, and javelin. Has also won the Arjuna Award for her feats. And her most recent addition, as she just mentioned, was a gold medal a few days back, which she's won at the 2nd China Athletics Open. With her grit and determination, she's a symbol of inspiration for thousands of differently abled women. Ladies and gentlemen, I request you to give a thunderous round of applause for Ms. Deepa Malik. Next, we have Ms. Lipika Sood. She's the founder-director of Lipika Sood Interiors Private Limited. As a social entrepreneur, she has extensively worked towards upliftment of dying arts and crafts of India and keeps the rich cultural heritage of the country alive through education and knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Lipika Sood. Moving ahead, we now have Lieutenant General Punita Arora, the first woman in India to don the second highest rank, that is the Lieutenant General of Indian Armed Forces, and the first female Vice Admiral of Indian Navy. Lieutenant General Punita Arora's ascent in an otherwise male-dominated domain has inspired many a woman to follow her footsteps. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant General Punita Arora. Next, we have Ms. Rasil Gujral, the founder of Casa Paradox, India's first iconic design brand. As one of India's leading lifestyle designers, Rasil Gujral has been ceaselessly valued for her outstanding ability in leading architecture and interior design trends over the past 25 years. Moving ahead now, we have Ms. Sandamini Pereira, the co-founder and deputy chairperson of Prime Land, Sri Lanka. She's a winner of Sri Lanka United Nations Friendship Organization Economic Development International Award in 2005 for the recognition of the remarkable services towards economic development of Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Sandamini Pereira. Request Mr. Abhimanyu Ghosh to kindly come on stage and felicitate Ms. Gul Panag with the award.
I felt attracted to this because of your initiative for women empowerment. And women empowerment at all levels only can make the pyramid shrink and make it parallel. I think that's the most important part of it, because award has been given to women achievers in different walk of life, and that was the most encouraging part of the function.
We think that Asia as a continent needs to change the perspective. Yes, we do this kind of events. We probably are the only magazine right now where it's doing constant events to felicitate the top achievers in every line. We thought the Women Empowerment panel, conclave and the awards is extremely important, because we at WCRC feel very strongly that women, being the fairer and the rightest sex, should go ahead in life. And if you see the entire issue, it's probably the only magazine that covers every walk of life, not just business. So leaders who have essentially been covered are from all walks of life, not just business. And we have taken some real achievers from different fields who have really transformed the way a woman has been looked at.
Well,
Well, it's time to slip into a short break, but you come right back for a lot of other highlights from the event. Welcome back to the last and final segment of the show. We will now look at the Asian Real Estate Excellence Awards, where the leaders in the real estate sector will be honored.
Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with the Excellence in Real Estate Innovation and Leadership Awards. And to do us the honors, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Abhishek Ghosh, Chairman WCRC, to kindly come on stage. We would also like to invite once again Ms. Deepa Malik and Ms. Suprita Misra Jha to kindly come on stage for presenting the awards to our awardees. So moving ahead, quickly we now move towards the first set of real estate projects in the Best Projects category. White Meadows, Bangalore, India in the high-rise premium condominium category. And to collect the award, I would like to call on stage Mr. Shubh Ganguly, Vice President Marketing, Prestige Group. We now move on to our next set of awards for real estate projects in the Asia's Best Properties to Look Out For category. And to give away the awards in this category, I invite Ms. Naomi, Brand Ambassador for Remy Martin, to kindly come on stage. And I would also like to invite on stage Ms. Sandamini Pereira once again to felicitate our awardees. Mayfair Greens, Mumbai, India in the super high-rise mid-range condominium category. And to collect the award, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Ashish Shah, President, Mayfair Housing. The next recipient of the award, Ajnara Panorama, Gurgaon, India, in the eco-friendly smart home category. To collect the award, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Vineet Gupta, Director, Ajnara India Limited. Next, we have Artha Zen, Bangalore, India, in the ultra-luxury theme villa category. To collect the award, I request Mr. Suresh Rangarajan, Chief Operating Officer, Artha Group, and Mr. Balvinder Singh, Head Business Development and Sales, Artha Group, to kindly receive the award. Moving on, we now have Maitreya Greens, Nasik, India, in the mid-rise eco-friendly home category, and I invite Ms. Varsha Satpalkar, Managing Director, Maitreya Realtors, to receive the award. Moving ahead, next we have Mount Wiley, Gurgaon, India, in the high-rise green home category. And to receive the award, I invite Mr. Pankaj Singla, Executive Director, Maxco Group, to receive the award.